My melee disc is missing! Oh, I'm gonna have to follow my profile on GamesGrabber and maybe go to my collections and find melee and repurchase it or something. And hey, on top of that, I could even send messages to myself. I could send messages if I follow myself back. There could be notifications. The link's in the description too, in the description of my video. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that because I don't want to be a scrub player. I want to get good! Nathaniel Bandy. Striving for originality. This top 10 intro is brought to you by Vectorstar Productions. Melee ain't a perfect game like a lot of people may claim it to be. Today, we're gonna look at the worst Melee stages. We'll analyze the stage design, any stupid gimmicks the stage has, and why it overall just sucks balls. So, without further ado, let's go! Number 10! So despite the fact that Congo Jungle has the DK rap as one of the songs, this isn't going to give it any goody points for me. We're in one of Donkey Kong's levels, and it's basically a wood fort hanging off of a waterfall with a little rock stub on the right. This stage might look okay, but trust me, it isn't. My biggest issue is that it's just too small to fight on. The middle and upper platforms aren't spaced out very well, so they always seem to get in the way. The tiny little stump on the right can really grind my gears. There's no way to really fight on this thing. Its only real use is to save players from KOing. Now what's neat about Congo Jungle is the barrel that moves from left to right at the bottom of the stage. I loathe this thing. You never know which direction the barrel is going to point you in. There's a couple of DK stages that have this same mechanic, but in those other stages the barrel assists you. But here, it's more likely to get you killed. How sad would that be? You know, going to a funeral and everyone's like, what happened to him? And the tombstone just says, death by barrel. I'm not trying to poke fun at death or anything, but I think you get what I mean. Sometimes a random log on the left will spawn as a platform, but it's there for such a short span of time that you won't even notice it. There's even claptraps that will pretty much kill you at high percentage if you touch them. Granted, the odds of that happening are pretty slim, but it's still a bunch of baloney banana garbage. Number 9! You know, I really don't mind some of the Metroid stages in Smash Bros. This one, however, I can't accept at all. Brinstar Depths is a stage which is shaped like a huge circle with a few platforms hovering around it. It will rotate from crate, and it forces players to traverse around the stage to avoid dying. I guess this stage can be fun if playing casually, but only if you have a character with a decent jump and recovery. Half the time, there's nowhere near enough platforms to fight on. And don't even bother playing Brinstar Depths with computers. They have no idea that the stage is rotating and end up dying because they aren't staying near the top. I often have the most fun getting on one of the tiny platforms and then let the stage rotate to the bottom and see who can last the longest from there. That's a problem. I shouldn't be playing the stage just for the occasional lols. Kraid in the back though looks freaking pissed. He needs some milk. The best part of this stage is running on top of the little light bulb thingies. Look at him go! Number 8. Oh great, a moving stage. Why did Brawl bring Rainbow Cruise back exactly? So, I will admit that the idea is cool and all, especially for me since I adore Mario 64. You start off on the ship that you travel to in Mario 64, and you'll proceed by jumping from various platforms from the game too. The camera moves way too fast. It's hard to keep up with the pace if you're a slower character. As you move from one area to the next, platforms will appear and disappear. It always seems like platforms disappear way earlier than you'd expect them to, and it's really annoying. Some platforms move and some will fall if you stay on them for too long. The stage cycle is about 2 minutes long, and it repeats until the match is over. I think I'd actually love Rainbow Cruise if the camera were a lot slower. It seems like all I'm really doing is jumping from place to place to avoid dying from the camera and not my opponent. The end of the cycle is the worst part. The camera goes from a pace that's just a little too fast to Sonic speed. I mean, slow down, buddy, jeez. Number 7. Brinstar Depths is bad, but the OG homie Brinstar? If you've played any Metroid stage in Smash Bros, you know what to expect. Lava rises up, don't touch it or you get burned and stunned. It's a pain in the booty. Some of the special features this version offers is the ability to split up parts of the stage. The right and left platforms can be moved if you continuously hit this fleshy pole thingamajig. You can also tear the whole stage in half by wailing on the fleshy blobs. Destroying any part of this stage just makes it more unplayable than it already is, so I don't know why the developers programmed that in. My biggest issue is again with the size. It's way too tiny. The lava rises up really quickly and it can be hard to react to if you're focused on just the fighting. Sometimes the lava gets so high that only the top platform is safe. Are you kidding me? If you're gonna do that, at least make the top platform a tad bit larger. This whole stage could have been better if it was just scaled to twice its size.
Number 6.
Captain Falcon, you really didn't need to show your moves. Why'd you show me this garbage Big Blue stage? The music is incredible. I mean, come on, it's Big Blue. But this stage is a total mess. You basically just fight on a bunch of F-Zero cars while you're racing. Stepping on the road will kill you unless you jump up right away, and it's really easy to die. I hate to break it to you, but running on the road with Captain Falcon while wearing a bunny hood doesn't make you outrun the cars. I tested it and was very sad that it didn't work. There are sections where there's no ground because the cars are going off the road. This is particularly terrifying as it's pretty easy to fall in between one of the cars. There's really no easy way to fight someone else on Big Blue. All you really do is jump around like an idiot and try to hit people with aerial attacks. And that kinda works, but it's hard to even do that. It's so easy to kill people at low percent on this stage. Here's a little trick from me. Yeah, it's time for smashing tips with NB. Get near the left of the stage, throw someone at the road, watch them bounce off the road before they can get up, they dead. Wow, so great, Nintendo. Nice thinking there. And finally, Sakurai had the nerve to bring this stage back to Brawl. Why, Daddy Sakurai? Why you do this to us?
Number 5.
Oh, great. Jungle Japes. You won't go bananas playing this stage, believe me. It looks basic enough. You got 3 platforms and they're all flat and stuff. There's some running water at the bottom, and touching it will pretty much insta-KO you. Yeah, this isn't some fun, family-friendly water white rafting trip. No, you just die. There's even claptraps in this water that will kill you just by touching them. But like Congo Jungle, you'll likely never run into one. This is yet another stage that returned in Brawl. What the heck, Sakurai? Why did you bring back all the awful stages? The top platform in the middle can again get in the way of fighting. I love how Cranky Kong is just chilling in his house. He's probably just gazing out his window and thinking, there's damn kids out there playing in my yard again.
Number 4.
Oh, dear Saturn. What, you thought I was gonna say dear Neptune? Well, aren't you funny? Mushroom Kingdom looks like your ordinary, everyday Mario level, and it really sucks as a stage. You'd think Sakurai would have learned by how awful this stage was to not go and make Mushroomy Kingdom and Brawl, but hey, I ain't judging. Well, okay, I am judging because this stage is no fun to play on. Surrounding you are several blocks which you can break open. The yellow blocks with question marks spawn out items if you have them on. And if you have items on, good on you for not joining the dark side of competitiveness. I find all these blocks to just be a really annoying distraction. What's worse is that they respawn like 5 seconds after you destroy them. The 2 pits are a huge problem because it's possible that you can bounce back and forth off them if hit hard enough. If this happens, there's a good chance you won't even be able to attempt recovering. The blast zones are tiny. Teeny tiny. There's some floating platforms that fall if you stand on them for too long. I found that you can get launched to one of these platforms, and if you're stunned on it for too long, you'll just fall to your death.
Number 3.
The concept of Poke Floats is really cool. It really is. Execution-wise though, it fails, and it fails hard. The platforms are a variety of Pokemon from the 1st and 2nd generation. You'll fight on Squirtle, Onix, Lickitung, Unknown, Psyduck, and many more. There's times where the camera moves at a nice slow pace, and sometimes it just goes way too fast. The main problem is that a lot of the Pokemon you fight on aren't good platforms. Probably the best time you'll have here is fighting on top of Onix. Besides that, it's a madhouse trying to fight and stay alive. When you get to the section with Unknown flying in from side to side, Pokemon appear and disappear all the time. You're literally just jumping from Unknown to Unknown at this point. There's no sense in even trying to fight. You know, isn't it incredible that Poke Floats used to be a legal counterpick stage competitively? That doesn't even make sense to me. There's no safe way to actually fight someone here.
Number 2.
The first Mushroom Kingdom stage is like a piece of crap, but its sequel is like a diarrhea bloody mess. While I appreciate the developers actually giving Super Mario Bros. 2 a well-deserved shout-out compared to the usual Mario games, this is just a disgrace. Mushroom Kingdom 2 is too freaking small. It's so easy to bounce off a wall and just fall down the pit. Occasionally a log will fall down the waterfall, but it falls so rapidly that it's not even going to be helpful in any manner. These pits seem to have extra gravitational force because they're so easy to fall down. The problem is the pit isn't very tall, so it's difficult to recover from. Birdo and the carpets make an appearance, but they're nothing more than an annoyance. Birdo's eggs can stun you for a second, so you better stay away from the pit or else you'll fall to your doom. Catching the eggs and throwing them at an opponent will do 28%. That is so broken. We shouldn't be allowed to catch the eggs. You can ride the carpet for fun, but it's pretty redundant since it's really hard to get even 2 fighters to stand on it, let alone fight. I feel like we're forgetting about one stage though.
And now the number one worst Super Smash Bros. Melee stage is...
Hyrule Temple is fun, but Icicle Mountain can blow a big one. This is another one of those scrolling stages, but it's purely vertical this time. A lot of the platforms are covered in ice, so even when the camera isn't moving that fast, there's a good chance the ice is going to get in your way. Some platforms are diagonal, and some fall. This is one of the worst scenarios you could possibly be fighting in. And on top of that, Pikachu and Pichu's Thunder Attack doesn't work. Are you freaking serious? You know, I'm glad the Ice Climbers didn't make it into Smash 4. All their stages are terrible and didn't deserve to be in the game. Whoa, okay, I just pissed off a lot of Ice Climbers fans. I just kid, okay? It's just a joke. Like or dislike this video, man. Feel free to leave a comment and tell me what you think the worst stage of Melee is and why. Hop on the bandwagon and follow my Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and Tumblr. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a wonderful day. Having a nice poop? Well, go ahead and watch the top 10 unique Melee stages and maybe even the top 10 worst Brawl stages. I think you'd really enjoy those videos. They're very related to this one. And also, a Let's Play on Sonic the Hedgehog. Wow, that's so cool. And we actually played on an actual Genesis. So you should definitely consider checking that out. Have a nice poop. I hope it all goes nice and clean and smooth.